Yo, Bubble. Make the pick. What's up, man? I can't say I'm feeling it, but it is day 77. Let's bring it today. What it all depends, sir. It depends on many factors. I'm happy to see you, but other than that, man, it's a tough one. It's gonna be a tough one. I'm still getting it still sucks. I'm still losing subscribers. Not doing anything. I was just telling my family. I'm still losing subscribers. Not doing anything different. Bringing good energy. Um, and we know what it's from. And it's a weird feeling. It's a weird feeling. But what can you do? I feel like phase two was quick, and now we're in phase three. It's like the rebuilding phase. Um, but glad to see you. Let's see who comes in here. I'm gonna try to find something I was listening to. I would like to play some of it on the stream. Something from a good teacher. Yeah, do we counteract that? Yeah, no, we do. We got to get back to posting content. Um, yeah, this is. You're right. You're right. We got to get back to posting content, and it may take us to, we might just have to ride it out to 100 days, and then from there, there's more time strategizing around how to turn this, how to build this. I've really lost the momentum to strategize how to build this. Um, some of it is my fault. I was wanting to get so badly to the horizontal. It's so just so locked into the watch hours and all those conversations. And when it comes down to it, it's like I gotta enjoy myself first and foremost, and I gotta be entertaining and share the space, with a growing community. And but just I've learned a lot, man. A lot of takeaways, which I do appreciate. But it's been hard to get um, viewers on. I've been streaming in dual mode. You would think that they still push it on the shorts feed, but I don't think they push it. I don't think they push it as much. I don't even know if it's worth it at this point. Yeah, enjoying yourself should be number one. Um, yeah, maybe just a couple soulless down weeks, but we could get back. We can get back to it. Yeah, just for full transparency, I've been meaning to make do a post on that Discord chat. I think in the 2.5 weeks since I've been doing the dual mode, I think I've earned one subscriber on the actual night streams, the open studio streams. Um, do I don't know if I attribute that to the dual mode or what, but that's not a that's not the best. So we might have to, take some pride away and go back to the mobile. Maybe it was easier for discovery, and so I feel like the things that I've gotten good at, which is um, yeah, it's different. I wouldn't even say it's dual. I would say when I looked at the traffic, I've seen 8 to 10% of the traffic coming from the vertical stream. Yeah, but it's different. Make the pick because it's like you could get 100 views. Let's just deal with like nice numbers. You could get 100 views on vertical, but have the same watch hours as getting 15 views on horizontal. So I'm not wrong to play in the area that I'm playing in where it's like we're targeting watch hours, but that only works when the discovery is continuing to happen. So I've spent the week not posting as much, not streaming as much on like outside. So it's a three-headed monster, and if you don't approach it that way, then you're not really doing good now. But when the nights are really good, those nights are worth 3 nights worth of doing a vertical stream. So I still think it's the right call. It's just a tougher experience to go through. From my side, it's definitely a tougher experience. All right. Well, I got two things I want to share. I mean, we've been doing really good on the reaction tip. Like those have been enjoyable. Last night, we were watching. Oh man, I don't think they're gonna send anyone to this stream. I forgot to take care of the copyright claim. Let me just do that now. Yep, WCW uncensored. Okay, so they have a cool feature though, and they just kind of remove. Yeah, it's like when you're having so much fun, like you say, fun should come first, right? You're having so much fun, but then it's always a copyright claim. It's like every time I have fun. I mean, man, it's been 77 nights though, bro. Like I'm supposed to be a train wreck, right? So I'm not worried about it. I'm not worried about it. I've been doing some really impressed with my str- like the way I strategize around the things that are going on off camera. Somewhat nervous because I haven't been excited to like, oh, let me pick up a camera and capture this moment. I did this evening though. I did record something on my phone real quick. I have this uh dogwood Sousa tree. Well, I got some seeds from. I've been getting seeds for a long time, probably like 4 or 5 years. Once I realized that this thing was edible, I always see it blooming in the fall. It seems like a go-to for my town. In different areas, I see it. The fruit looks edible. There's nothing internally that says don't eat that, and I don't just go off and just eat it. But the goal would be to grow it myself. The problem is that it's not. It's a seed that takes more effort and energy to propagate, germinate. You have to go through cold stratification. Um, that's dope. Was that one of the trees you posted in the show? No, no, those trees are Nanking cherry and a bush cherry. This dogwood Sousa, I've been collecting the seeds around town, and it has to go through cold stratification. And what that is the seed needs to know that it has wintered, so it has to be in some kind of cold temperatures for a certain amount of time, and then once it bounces the other direction, it is now assuming that it's in spring and it's ready to grow. So this is probably the best year that I've set up, like, yeah, I'm gonna do this. And I made the soil the best that I've ever made it. It was just like a sand and peat moss mix. I put it in my sunroom because the temperatures are going to mimic what's outside, so it'll go through cold stratification. And today I was cleaning up the space and I seen it on the ground and I seen these sprouts, and I'm like, that's absolutely crazy, because I've had like 4 years of failure, and all of this failure, what I what I call failure, which is really, you can't learn a lot of this overnight, especially when no one is passing, giving you the game, telling you the do's and don'ts. So there's a lot of turns and twists in it, and this is one of them. I already know where I wanted to plant, even though I'm about to change that. But I know where I wanted to plant this tree, and I've always hinted at starting a nursery. So learning how to propagate some of these important species for me is a big deal. So I finally feel like I'm getting close to really understanding how to do a lot of things and how to hand off that information. Like, a guy came in my chat, I think on the same video about the cherries, and he said that his Nanking cherry. So the Nanking cherry is not, it's a bush, but it could disguise and mask as a tree. I believe that's a proper classification of it. Unlike cherries that grow on trees that hang from that little, stem that you pull off, the cherries grow like on the branch, so there's no stem. So it's in the family of the bush cherries. And the guy said that his grew in 3 years. On the third year, that's when it, started giving off fruit. Well, I have one in the third year, one in the fourth year, and they're pretty close to each other. And ironically, like I said, I don't know if I've helped out with the bumblebee habitat, but I've seen them earlier than what I'm used to seeing, and they seem to just be living their lives, helping a brother out. So they get what they want. Hopefully I get what I want. I've also seen a lot of birds, and I think that they are plotting on my cherries. They know that I'm getting better with growing this fruit. So I don't plan to get any blueberries, but it's okay if they take some. I just want to taste one. I want to taste one of my blueberries. That's all. Just one. But yeah, I'm super impressed. Um, oh, that's a good term, symbiotic relationship. Yeah, that's a good term, man. That's how that's pretty much how we look at these things from a permaculture perspective. And speaking of they're not waiting. They know like, oh, it's about year 3. Yeah. Old lettuce over there. He he about to feed us. And I'm seeing like colorful birds too. Like I've never thought of being like a bird watcher, but it's almost inevitable because the characteristics of everything around me, the bees and other insects, The crickets. I had some cool cricket videos I've posted a few, um, but I think I could do a better job of articulating how close I've gotten to the crickets. Um, the worms, of course, but I watch the way that they operate and move, and what gets them started. What are the triggers that looks like their population is growing, and healthy, um, and it's an interesting thing. Like if I uncover dirt and I see some worms, my chickens may get some, but I want some of them to hang around. You got to reproduce to get to the next group, you know? Okay. So, I didn't plan on doing this, but speaking of all of this cool stuff, permaculture, maybe we'll get someone else join. I want to watch a little bit of this video and I could do some commentary to it if that's okay. Yeah, crickets are so cool. I should go back and post some of the cricket video. What I did was I purchased I forgot, I think it was a 22 millimeter lens, a macro lens. And so it's like really close. It does really well with like close up shots. So I'm like, sorry, I'm finishing up the dishes. Uh-oh. We got our resident dishwasher. Yo, if we have to start a commune, man, you know what your job is gonna be. I ain't gonna hold you. I ain't gonna hold you. It's gonna be you're gonna be the master dishwasher, the manual one. Um, okay. Yeah, let's I wanna do some reaction to this permaculture video from Jeff Lawton. I mentioned him a lot. He's an Australian guy, so make the pick. Don't worry if you're washing dishes. A few more people will join in for sure, and I'll just give my commentary. I haven't seen this video. Just a little background. Jeff Lawton is a student of uh, Bill Mollison, and I don't know why I always Bill Mollison. His name is easy to remember. He passed away, but I don't know why I always forget this. And David Holmgren. So he's one of their first students, and I think he's been carrying the torch pretty well. Um, and this video looks like it's about 20 years of permaculture. Jeff Lawton
here, and this is the Zaytuna Farm class.
Zaytuna Farms is his farm in Australia. He turned his acreage into different plots where people can buy into. So they buy into sort of like a co-op model, but instead of living together, they are living in their own land plot, which is just in line with the whole permaculture ideology.
True. And this is one of the reasons that you might want to do a PDC, a Permaculture Design Certificate course with us here at Zaytuna Farm. It's a beautiful classroom, and we have a big open space and a beautiful scene behind the camera. We've got beautiful trees and a beautiful view. We have a kitchen here. If you choose,
I would do a PDC. It would be a dream of mine to do a PDC. I would go to Australia. Ruben, what's up? Just checking out a Jeff Lawton video. I just saw it, so I was talking about permaculture.
Your food from our gourmet chefs. It's there and available. Otherwise, you can self-cater. And let me show you how beautiful the scene is and all the features that might make you decide this is the spot. This is the spot to take your Permaculture Design Certificate course. We live this life. We can show you what it's like. This property's been developed over 20 years. There's multiple.
See, when he says 20 years, the thing is, I was just watching Joel Salatin yesterday, and I was telling my wife about it. He was saying that he was talking about weeds and how a lot of the first of all, what he classifies as a weed is anything that the cows don't eat. Like, so if they eat it, it's not a weed to him because they'll eventually eat it, even if it's not their first pick. But the things that are weeds, he just walks around with a mattock, like a pickaxe, like the Fortnite pickaxe. And when he said it, so of course today I had to get my pickaxe in order. And I've been looking at this burdock, which has uses. We don't really use it as much in the modern day. I'm sure there's some medicines that make use of it, and we just look at this thing as a weed because it's a very powerful plant. It'll grow some pretty strong roots, and it's just tough to deal with. It's a good spreader. So I walked around with my mattock today because of that. But what he was talking about, he said, if you just got to do a little at a time, it may take 40 years. And that's when like my spidey senses was like, man, a lot of the work that I engage in on a daily basis, what people don't understand, Brunson hit the three. Oh, 1 point game, cool. 7 seconds. 1 point game, we're up. That's what's up. What do you have? Do you have cable? Or you have like Gotham Sports? What are you watching it on? Because I debated about getting something this year. Yeah. I know NBA TV may not get all the games. But yeah, he talked about it taking 30 or 40 years, and I paused for a second and realized that a lot of my decisions that I'm making and what I'm sketching out is art that will live for some time. And if my property should stay, in my family, I don't see why it wouldn't. It may impact generations. So it's just a lot of hard work, and it's a way to really, spread the love.
Features all across the site that we can share with you, and you can live the experience while you're here. Let me give you a bit of a guided tour. You can walk straight down over a swale. Pretty hard not to cross a swale at Zaytuna Farm. This one's quite damp at the moment. It's been raining. Well, we come over a little rock bridge crossing, and we're in.
Of where it's just one of those nights, man. I should be good. I was on the slower internet. I've trapped myself before in this. I thought I restarted the router, but we're definitely not there yet. So sorry about that, Ruben. It should be good now.
A lot of bamboo here, and alternative vehicles like ATVs. But there's our water supply. We've got 12 of these 24,000 gallon tanks.
24,000 gallon tanks. Wow.
115,000 litres roughly. So we're oversupplied with drinking water. And here is our beautiful campsite. It's a light globe ridge, and it's encircled by a swale. Almost flat. It just runs off to the swale on either side. So it's very dry, it's very open. We have fire circles, lots of firewood. It's quite a scene when a course is running. Just across the driveway from the classroom, we have a shower toilet block. All compost toilets here, and we're all rainwater showers.
Yeah, I mean that's the hardest part. I think when I tell people about my interest, switching over to a compost toilet gives you a lot of flexibility. Many municipalities, like where I'm looking for land, many municipalities, they like a lot of people who live in trailers. Like I think Dawn says she lives in a trailer. A lot of your waste, where does your waste go? So if you could manage your waste, one, you could put a toilet anywhere if it were a composting toilet, right? you don't have to have the same level or type of plumbing. And then he's doubling up with a rainwater shower. So this just opens like flexibility that in the modern Western world you just don't see. We pump potable drinking water to flush our toilets. Doesn't make sense.
We have examples of natural swimming pools, trellis walkways covered in passion fruit and grapes, perennial gardens, main crop gardens, to raised bed gardens. Food forests with multiple species of fruit trees. We have many variations of
the jealousy. I shouldn't say I don't like that word. The envy is going through my spirit. A lot of watching this type of stuff has gotten me in trouble over the years because I start naming things the same way that he may name it, but without having the experience of or the history and understanding these things. So it's taking time. So like I have my food forest, and I've struggled to get food forest trees in there because of a couple missteps and not being able to keep up, with it. And it's funny. He says like he has what did he say? I'll just go back. Like a main crop garden. That's what I'm working on right now. That's what that would be classified as. Yep, that was my goal. My goal was to get lost in my little patch of food forest.
See, they're even very friendly. Muscovy ducks. Here's a breeding pair, Mr. and Mrs. Duck. Always happy and waggy. Bamboo and bamboo and bamboo. Over 30 varieties, and we're still collecting. We've got so many different bamboos, it's hard to keep up with it. But they're all useful. Ponds and small lakes and dams everywhere in the site. And then old food forests that go for great distance, always connected by swales. Swales are just everywhere, top and bottom of all the food forests. And the food crop everywhere here. Coffee's coming through here. Coffee is a main understory. And then we have climbing yams, and bananas, and loquats, and mangoes, and many different citrus, custard apples, Brazil cherry, guavas, feijoas. The list goes on and on. It's an adventure just to walk through these extensive food forests that are just going really wild actually, but they're still great fun and they're very productive with very little inputs. Our main crop bunya pines are dotted all the way through and they're fruiting heavily now, the largest nut crop in the world. This is a classic example of what can be done over time to create absolute abundance. We have road networks set up to harvest water that gets picked up by swales. And everywhere there are crossing pipe drains that take water across the landscape under the access ways and through into hydration systems. Food gardens on every site around the property. There's 8 households here. We have longer swales that trap very large amounts of water and soak it through the whole landscape. So the whole system is an integrated water harvesting setup. We have emergency swivel pipes that can take water out off the system when we're overloaded. This is 20 years worth of example. You can't see any other way than to actually come and experience it during your permaculture
20 years,
design
man.
certificate
20
course
years.
Transformational event. There's over 30 ponds and dams on site, all different sizes, shapes and aesthetics. Our tracks around the farm are well maintained and they go right out through the old growth forests that have regrown since we've been here and some that were already here and we've maintained. So we have wilderness, we have areas of forest wilderness. We even have wilderness camping sites in the forest itself. All of these are part of our system. This is what we call our Zone 5, with some very large trees in parts of this. Giant mother trees that have helped seed the whole forest over the years. Rainforest regen trees. Covered. There's a lot of wilderness to explore. I hope you enjoyed.
All right, let's see it. Let's hear Mr. Jeff Lawton's close.
I hope you enjoyed my rough cut tour of the site. It's a pretty detailed place. Come and join us. We'll be teaching you right here on this whiteboard. It'll be great to share the experience with you.
Man, that's awesome. The thing I love about watching guys like Jeff Lawton is like, I see this as a dumping grounds for content, not to change who you are, what you do. It seems like he'll just keep going if this doesn't exist. I've seen a lot of creators recently talking about being demonetized, and the warning signs are there. Like, there's nothing saying that the business model has to stay exactly the same, but it's good to see people who are doing real work and sharing, because I wouldn't know that exists if he put that behind a paywall. One day, hopefully, I'll make a serious decision about being a PDC, getting a permaculture design certificate. The other thing I was listening to was kind of creepy. Ram Dass was talking about the internet. This is from 1987. I'm talking about just technology and the internet and where things are going. See if I could pick up.
Of fear, of caughtness, I see them just the way they are. And then the ones that I can't love so easily become the work on myself. because they're just being who they are. Fully. He lifted me right out of my righteousness.
Mick the Pig says, how do you feel about hydroponics? It's not for me as a full system. There's a lot of problems with the system, but it makes sense. The problem with hydroponics, by nature, its name means that it gets all of its nutrients from a water solution, and it's not sustainable because you need a water solution based nutrient, so some sort of synthetic nutrient, synthetic as in not naturally balanced in that environment, coming from an external source. So it could make plants grow fast, and I don't know as much about the nutrient density, but the soil is a full system that things will grow without us, like without our intervention. Hydroponics will take more energy, because it requires, like I said, that water only based solution. Now I want to get a little aquaponics set up with fish. I want to do something like in the basement or in the garage, just like I do everything else for like security of, you just never know what happens, and maybe I'll get some, different kind of fish that'll do well. And one side will be the fish and the other side will be more of the like hydroponic setup. You would think it's great for growing food, but a lot of the hydroponic startups that came about that were going into inner cities and taking over old industrial buildings, everyone I've seen has failed. There's a limitation on what you can grow hydroponically, and right now the hydroponic market is cornered by all of the berries, tomatoes, all of that is being a good portion of that is being grown hydroponically, which contributes to the fact that they're not as nutrient dense and don't have the same taste over time, because a lot of the taste is coming from the phrase you said, symbiotic relationship in the soil with microorganisms that are doing the job, of passing around things to feed us, and roots being in soil, not necessarily in water, because they're like, I don't want to say being drugged, but we're being very particular, just like how we farm, conventional farming. You need to have somewhat of a balance of nutrients depending on what you're growing. But when you know that a certain nutrient can make something grow larger and appear more market ready, you're not exactly worried about the nutrient density. Are you selling nutrients, or are you selling the look of a product? Because I would say it's the latter. They sell the look of a product. Shiny apples and big heads of cabbage and lettuce. If you had a smaller head of lettuce or cabbage, but it had 2 times the nutrient density, that thing is not going to sell in a common supermarket or grocery store. What's going to happen is that's going to be at some high end restaurant, and they're going to have a special name for it, like Wagyu beef.
And I let go, and she immediately came under my arm again. She was like,
let me try to
him
find
into
this spot.
on his walker into the other room, get him. And my parents told me that if I wasn't good, I'd end up in a situation like that. Each one I'd say goodbye, and I'd throw it in the fire. Well, I had 15 boxes, and I'm down to 6 now. And followed as if on a string. He planted his feet belligerently in front of the old gentleman.
This is super, super emotional. All right, I'll find it. Yeah, today I was all over Ram Dass and Terrence McKenna. There's a lot of that going on. There's a lot of reflection. The ideas are flowing, and a lot of it had to do with like purpose, like being very purposeful with life. One thing Ram Dass was saying that resonated with me was that people, like when you change, people aren't ready for you to change. So they'll keep telling you like the reflection of what you are. He said that he's taught and left teaching many times, and every time he keeps coming back. But when he comes back, it's like it's just normal for him because he woke up and he felt that way. So when you feel change, you just move about the change, and you can't. It doesn't matter that people are assigning things to you. You know, you still got to be yourself. But yeah, it's just some of the stuff I was listening to get me through the day. Well, I think my mistake tonight again. I've made this mistake before. I should have taken care of the copyright thing. I think that really ticks YouTube off. And this thing is supposed to be super reactive. They're supposed to know, like, okay, even though all the language says, oh, it's not a copyright strike, it's just a claim. But every time I have the claim, they don't send me any viewers. So I'm not gonna fight it this time. We'll jump out of here. Hey, we came here, we did the job. Tomorrow will hopefully be a better day. Happy Monday to everybody. I'll see you on the next one. Don't be a sucker for love. Sucker for love, sucker for love, sucker for love, baby. And that's all. I do have to play a video to close us out, though, because it makes me feel like I'm not running from something. But let me see what you got. Okay, we spoke about this, so that's cool. All right, talk to you guys later.
It's fall season.
Wrong video. Okay.
I never really questioned. This tree has not produced as of yet. It's a Nanking cherry. And I never really questioned who was going to do the work. I don't think I have too many questions anymore. I just hope what they do helps. It seems like they're the only ones working this morning. Early spring. Hopefully we get some cherries.
It ain't my fault you're not subscribed.